All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another webinar that we run every week. Today's topic is how to effectively manage oilfield pricing in RigER. So without further ado, I see that everything seems to be working. Let's just move on. I wanted to invite everyone to follow us on LinkedIn. We have an updated profile with a few more pieces of information that will help you understand what RigER is and how it works, as well as to be up to date on the latest developments in our company and understand better what's the latest on the product. And I would like to thank all of you who already have been following us on LinkedIn. So our cohort of followers has grown significantly in the past several months. So we appreciate that. And we take it as a good sign. So thank you. Keep following us and stay engaged with us. So today's topic, as I mentioned, is price management in RigER. And the agenda and presenters are, first is Indre. You know Indre, so she's our support lead. And Glebkovitz is our VP of operations. So the two of them will cover the main items related to the price management in RigER, from the module overview to what documents and features comprised of this, or the price management comprised of, as well as we will dedicate a few minutes for the Q&A. So without the procrastination, let's get going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikolai. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gleb here. Let me talk a little bit about the general price management functionality in the RigER software. So the RigER software allows you to manage prices pretty flexibly because it has different levels, or different levels of pricing. And usually companies use the general price list, or the price book as it's sometimes called, in the oil field when you set up the prices for all your services that you provide to the customers, or rental equipment that you supply to your clients. And basically that's the general company-wide price list that is applied to all the customers that you interact with. Another level that you may use in your operations is the price agreement. So the price agreement it's pretty much the same document as the price list, because it has all the same fields in it. But additional fields that you will find on the price agreement is the client and the period of time. So the price agreement is a customer-specific price list that is applied for a certain period of time. For example, the use case may be that you discuss with your customer the prices for the next quarter, or even for the next year, and you want to agree on these prices for the set period of time. So you just build the price agreement and enter all the prices for this specific customer, and you specify the customer itself, and then you fix these prices for a period of time, and all the prices will be used automatically for all the jobs generated for this period of time from the price agreement. So the price agreement and price list can be customer specific and division specific. And I'll talk a little bit about divisions later. But also we have the next level of the prices in the RigER software, which is the rental service agreement, or the job itself. Because as you may already know, or if you're new to the RigER system, that when you start a new job with the client, you create a new rental service agreement. And here on the rental service agreement, you can set absolutely different prices. But in terms of the automation of the system, when you set up a rental service agreement with a new customer, or the existing customer, but just a new job, the prices are automatically taken from the price list or from the price agreement if there is a price agreement with this client. So the price agreement has higher priority in terms of the pricing, and it will be applied automatically. How the prices are applied throughout the workflow, throughout the whole chain of the documents in one single job. So we have three major stages on each job. The first stage is the rental service agreement itself. When you set up a job, you specify the client, you choose the location where this job will be done, and you fill out the rental service agreement with all the rental equipment items and all the services that will be provided to this client potentially. So, and you set the prices for this job. So that will be done on the rental service agreement level. And as I already said, if you have price list set up or price agreement set up with this client, the prices will be pulled automatically from the price agreement to the rental service agreement. So you don't have to manually enter prices every time for a new job. So the next stage, and we can see that in the middle on that slide, it's the number of tickets that you may generate for every single job, and that can be multiple tickets job with service tickets, with rental tickets, sometimes disposal tickets. You also may have repair cards or sales ticket if you sell equipment to the customer inside of this job. And in the tickets and repair cards, we track quantity of items or quantity of services that we provide to the customer. And in the rental ticket, we also track the rental days. So rental ticket delivery will start the rental period for this job, and rental ticket pickup or rental ticket return will end the rental period for a specific job or for a specific even stage of the job. So we will calculate rental days based on the tickets. And when we come to the third stage of the job, when we invoice the job, we generate an invoice itself, and the prices flow from the rental service agreement to invoice automatically. So invoice collect information about quantity of services or rental equipment days, rental days, but prices are taken from the rental service agreement. That's why rental service agreement is the cornerstone document of the job, because it has all important information about the prices. Now let's see what kind of pricing options you may have in the RigER software, depending on the configuration of your software. So you may have the standard daily rates when you charge the client with the daily rental charges. And you also may have a periodic rates when there is a weekly or monthly prices. It means that you may charge your client with a flat rate for the monthly rentals, even if the equipment stays at the location less or longer. So, for example, the equipment stayed for 25 days at the location, but you charge the client only with 20 days. So that's where the weekly or monthly prices can be applied, and general rentals module in the RigER software will be responsible for that capabilities. Service rates are applied to the services, obviously, so it's pretty simple calculation. We just take the quantity of services multiplied by the service rate, and we get the total amount for the service job. Sales prices are for the sales tickets when we can sell equipment to the customer after the job, or we can send some kind of supplies or consumables if we do some services and we use these supplies. Package prices, or just in a simple words, it's a flat rate when you provide a number of services or set of equipment to the customer, but you charge just a flat rate for the whole package. So regardless of the set of the equipment or combination of the services that you provide throughout the job, the price will stay the same. And the standby rate can be applied when your equipment stays at the location, but you don't charge a client with rental charges for some reasons. You just charge a standby rate until the job will be continued or equipment will be returned. Okay, now let me pass the mic to Indra, and Indra will talk about these documents precisely and in details, and we'll show you all the capabilities of these documents.
Thank you, Gleb. Hello, everyone. My name is Indra, and I'm user support lead here in RigER. So let's move further and let's dive deeper in price management module. So I would like to introduce you to the main documents which are included in this module. So let's start in the beginning from the price list. So the price list is like a general document to store all your prices. So you have a list of all equipment, all parts, goods, and materials, together with all services what you're providing to your clients and store all the prices in the price list document. So what functionalities has a price list document? You can have a document date. So this date is from when this price list becomes active and from when these prices become active for the clients. Another functionality what you can have in price list document is the division separation for the division for different divisions. So for example, you can have a separate price list of the same equipment, same services for different clients divisions where you're providing your equipment and services. Another functionality what I would like to mention is item type. So for example, for your easier navigation between the price list and when you need to find what price you have in RigER system for particular equipment or the service is just to create separate price list for each type of equipment. For example, one price list for rental equipment, another just for services, and for goods, parts, and materials, and so on. So it's just for your easier navigation in RigER later when you need to come back and just check the prices what you have registered in RigER. So let's move further. And the next document, which is included in price management module, is the price agreement. As Gleb mentioned previously, the price agreement is the agreement between you and your client, what prices will be applied for the particular client. So price agreement can be generated and related to a client. Of course, you can have a different price agreements for different clients divisions. And another functionality what price agreement has is the period. So you can enter the dates, start and end dates from when the price agreement becomes active for the client and when it's ends and the prices are changed back to the regular prices or changed to a new prices with a new price agreement with the client. So in price agreement and in price list, the information what you are storing in relation to the prices are almost like the same, so same columns, so same fields. So you are listing all the equipment, services, in the price agreement. You are adding all the prices, particularly for selected client. You can add and store if some discounts are applied for some particular equipment or services for this client and so on. So moving further, the third document which is in price management module is the price book. What is the difference between the price book and the price list in RigER? So it's the general document to store the prices. Just price book is storing all the prices for ongoing jobs for the general rentals. So if in price list you have rental per day rate, so in price book you are storing rental per day, weekly and monthly prices. It depends what prices you're applying for particular jobs and what settings you have in RigER and what billing procedures you have for the clients when there's an ongoing job. So let's move further and I'll pass the microphone for the Gleb.
Yes, thank you, Indra. Now let's talk about additional features in the pricing module, which are discounts, prorates, and divisions. So for every single job, you can provide discounts to your clients, and that's as I said, additional feature that can be enabled or disabled in your configuration. So if you'd like to use these capabilities, so just let us know and we'll help you with that and enable this in your configuration. But generally speaking, the discounts just speaks for themselves. You have a standard rental per day price, and for each line on the rental service agreement or on the price list, you can set up a discount and all the price will be recalculated automatically. So again, discounts can be applied to all of these three documents: price agreement, price list, or rental service agreement. So if you agree on specific discounts for a period of time. You can set them on the price agreement level with the customer, and these discounts will be automatically applied to every single next job. Divisions is another feature that allows you to apply specific prices or set a price agreements and price list for divisions. So the division in the RigER software is considered as the client-facing distinction of what kind of services your client do, in what kind of industry the client operates, or what kind of geographical area this client covers. So sometimes divisions can be set up on these criteria. Either it's a geographical area, or type of industry, or type of business that or services that clients do. So, and setting up these divisions, you are able now to create price list or price agreement for a specific division. And one client may have different price lists depending on the division. So, and again, once it's set up, your prices will be applied automatically. So that simplifies your sales department roles and operations on just creating a new jobs, because they don't have to remember all the prices or just considering the pricing each time that they get a call from the client. They just create a new rental service agreement and use the related information, and the prices will come up automatically. Another feature that is used by some of our clients is the dynamic discounts. So the dynamic discounts is a little bit different, because these are the discounts that can be set up for a monthly period for a set for a set list of customers. So for example, you see that dynamic discount agreement has the period in it, and then you select the group of items for which these discounts will be applied, and also you fill out the list of clients, and you, for every single client, you set up the discount. So when the dynamic discount agreement is created, then whenever you generate a new job for these clients, in this period of time, the prices will be automatically applied and discounts applied as well. So this feature is created based on the idea that you may have some agreements with a client that, depending on some conditions on the market or prices of some commodities like oil, for example, you will set different prices and different discounts on a monthly basis. So if the price of the commodity fluctuates, you change the discounts on a monthly basis, and that just allows you again to streamline and simplify the sales process and starting new jobs. And now let's take a quick demo video of how the dynamic discounts work.
All right, now let me show you how dynamic discounts work in RigER. First, we need to set up a dynamic discount agreement. In this agreement, we specify the period for which the discounts will be applied to, and also we need to set the group of items for which the discounts apply. Also, we can specify the average monthly price per barrel, but this is for information purpose only. It doesn't impact the invoice document. Next step, we add clients for which we'd like to give a discount, and we set discounts. Now, when I create a new rental service agreement for the Husky Energy company, I also add the rental equipment from my flowback group of item. And in this case, I set just a standard rental per day price, but the system automatically applies the dynamic discount agreement, which I set previously, and it says that the discounts will be applied for the period of May, and since this agreement is with the Husky Energy, we have a dynamic discount in 15% amount. At the end of the job, when we generate an invoice, we have this rental equipment on the invoice for a specific period of time in May, and we see that we have standard rental per day price as the $100, and also the dynamic discount is applied automatically. This is actually how dynamic discounts work in RigER, so everything is automated and seamlessly flowing from one document to another.
Okay, good. So now let's cover another feature, a little bit more complex, that is used not by all of the customers, but sometimes there is a case when you have monthly rates with customers, and you have also billing cycles. So, but sometimes it appears that you start a long job, for example, the job for 2 months, and it splits by different billing cycles. So on that slide, you can see that we have, for this job, we have 3 invoices. One invoice that is in the middle will cover the whole billing cycle, and the whole monthly price, or this price for this billing cycle, will be applied. But we also have to invoice the customer for the rest of the days. For example, at the beginning of the job, that the job has started earlier than the billing cycle is. And also we have to close the job and invoice the customer with all the left days after the previous billing cycle. And there might be a condition or just agreement with the client that you will prorate your monthly prices to the actual number of days that equipment stayed at the location and worked. So on the invoice, you have to prorate your monthly price to the actual number of days. For that reason, we have created this feature that will show you a separate button in your invoice, which is called Prorate Monthly Rates. And by clicking on that button, the total amount will be recalculated automatically based on the actual number of days that equipment stayed from the last billing cycle, and depending on your monthly rates. So there is useful feature to reduce the manual calculation of rental charges. So if that's a case that is applied to your situation, we can enable this feature in your configuration, and you will use it. Now let's talk about the reports about pricing.
Thank you, Gleb. So not even only documents are important for price management, but we have a list of reports for price management module, which will help you to track different prices, the changes of the prices, and so on. So let's move further, and let's start with the price list report. So this report takes all your equipment and all inventory, all services, and in one place you can see all the prices, what are listed in RigER and stored in RigER price list. So you can see what discounts are applied in the price list, or what are the rental or sales prices for each equipment, each part of inventory in your RigER system. The next report is the array with prices. So it's really useful tool to see what prices were applied for a particular client jobs, and to track if some discounts were provided for the client. You can analyze the prices and make a decision. Maybe in the future jobs you can give a client the discounts if the client is asking for that, or different decisions in relation to the price management for your jobs. So as you can see in this report, you have a few filters what you can use for analyzing this data. So you can separate data by the client, by salesperson who generated the rental service agreement for the clients, by department, and by the locations, and you can see what prices were applied for different type of jobs. So the next report, what I would like to represent you and talk about, is the price agreements by clients. So this report allows you to see all the price agreements for a particular client, and you can have aggregated data in this report just to see how many different price agreements for a particular client you have in RigER system, or you can select to see the full information to show items and prices, to show the standard prices and everything in one place. So you can see what prices were agreed with the client for different equipment or services in your RigER system, and what was stored in separate price agreement documents. So the next report, what I would like to discuss and show you is price list by divisions. So here you have in one place all the price list listed and separated by each division. So for each division, you can have a different price for the same equipment or services what you're providing for the client's jobs. And here you can find all the information in one place in one report. Of course, you can extend and to see the list of equipments, services, all items with the prices, and have everything or printed everything and analyzed later for yourself. So let's move further. And the next report, which is really important when you are working in RigER and you want carefully track what prices you have, there is a report called Items Without Prices. Sometimes it's happening when you have a huge inventory in RigER that you just miss some equipment and don't have price in price list or a price agreement for a particular equipment, service, or material, good, or parts. So this report allows you to catch this equipment which doesn't have prices in RigER. So of course, like Gleb mentioned previously, that price lists and price agreements helps you later automates all the prices management in RigER when you are generating rental service agreement for the clients, and all prices are automatically listed from the price agreement or from the price list. So here you can check if you have missed some equipment and if you just need to include it in the price list or price agreement and have a price listed there. So these are the main reports what I wanted to show you and to explain how it works in RigER.
Thank you very much, Indra. So now it is time for your questions. So if there are some, please ask us and we will be able to answer them. Nikolai, do you have any questions?
Yes, let me just double check, Labs. Thank you. I don't see any specific questions right now, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing or not. But I think what we wanted is just to reiterate that the pricing is a key part of how you get the right invoice. And, you know, we have enough of a flexibility in the system to manage prices differently. But what's important, and the most important, to understand how to do it right, because sometimes it can be confusing. So reach out to us. I don't see any questions, Gleb, so reach out to us, guys, and let us know if we need to clarify anything else for you in person. We're always here to help.
Good, thank you. Then on that note, we're gonna wrap up this webinar, and thank you very much for attending that. So we will talk to you next week on our user conference, right?
You're right. So yes, next week is going to be an interesting webinar, because we're going to be talking, I'm bringing a little more different speakers as well as perspectives about the RigER use and showcase a few RigER community participants. So it's going to be also dedicated to some of the product updates as well. So it's going to be full packed with information.
Great. So stay tuned and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.